Hello everybody and welcome for a seminar on autosomal disorders. My dear students, today is my 33rd anniversary of teaching profession. I am teaching human anatomy for the last 33 years, and that is why I am very happy today. Many more years I have to keep on teaching human anatomy. On the occasion of our 33rd anniversary of teaching profession, I have selected this topic, autosomal disorders. Now let us discuss autosomal disorders. I will take 3 autosomal disorders for you in the first stage. Down syndrome, which is called as trisomy 21, Patos syndrome, which is called as trisomy 13, and Edwards syndrome, which is called as trisomy 18. These syndromes we have touched while studying embryology previously. So I will go a little fast today because we have to complete this. Let us understand what is Down syndrome, which is also called as DS. Down is the name of the person who first described this syndrome in the world. Here there are excess 21 chromosomes. In the karyotype, I will show you what is the excess means. There is a provision to do prenatal testing in order to diagnose this Down syndrome. This is due to chromosomal mutation. So the mutation is the cause. And in the world, we get one person among 900 people suffering from Down syndrome. Actually, the mothers who give birth to the children in an advanced age, that is, when aged women become pregnant, they are likely to give birth to Down syndrome children. This occurs in both males and females. There can be a Down syndrome boy or Down syndrome girl. And children who are born with Down syndrome, they suffer from mental retardation, and the physical features like upward slant eyes, small mouth, abnormal ear shape, and decreased muscles tone. Actually, they look like Mongolians, so their faces is Mongolite. It is also called as Mongolite faces. The Chinese, Japanese, these people, Koreans, they look different from us. So that is called a Mongolite face. And for this Down syndrome, there is no cure. If these children suffer from any other ailments, that can be treated, but Down syndrome cannot be treated. Well, now we will understand the next two syndromes. One is Patos syndrome, the other is Edwards syndrome. Just like Down syndrome, here there is a trisomy at different places. In case of Down syndrome, there is trisomy at which autosome? 21st pair. What happens there? There is one autosome more. So 21 instead of 2 is one pair, we get 3 autosomes. Here in Patos syndrome, where we get excess?
13.
And Edwards?
18.
Altogether, how many autosomes are there?
3.
22. 22 pairs. So in Down syndrome, which pair is affected? 24. Here, in Patos syndrome, which pair is affected? 13 pair. In 13 instead of pair, there are 3 autosomes. And in Edwards,
18.
which one is affected?
18.
8. But what happens in these two? That we will understand through this slide. There are cardiac abnormalities, and these are very severe conditions as compared to Down syndrome. Mostly, the affected infants they die immediately. They don't live long. Whereas Down syndrome children, they enjoy good amount of life. Here it is very severe condition. And during first year of life itself, they die. Well, another two syndromes, disorders which we see here, Engelmann syndrome and Prader-Willi syndrome. These are called as deletion syndrome. So here there is deletion. In case of Engelmann syndrome, there is a inappropriate laughter with convergence. Convergence means they get fits and they laugh like this girl. You can see this girl is suffering from Engelmann syndrome. And there is poor coordination and there is mental retardation. Mental retardation means mentally they are not normal. Okay? And next one is Prader-Willi syndrome. You can see this lady. She is floppy. She is very fat. So extremely floppy, and obesity is a key sign of Prader-Willi syndrome. And they're constantly hungry. They keeps on eating and they keeps on putting weight. They look floppy. Plus there is a mental retardation. So these are actually real type of disorders. And finally, we will discuss about sex chromosome disorders. We discuss about autosomal disorders. Now we are discussing about sex chromosomes. How many sex chromosomes are there? One in males. XY. Female.
XX.
Correct. Now we will go from Klinefelter syndrome to Jacob syndrome. So Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, Prader syndrome, Jacob syndrome, which are prominent, which are mainly in males, which are mainly in females, or which are present in both males and females. That we will see fast because we have touched this topic during the time of study of embryology. Right. Here you can see Klinefelter syndrome details on the screen. The image is shown to you to understand clearly. Actually, what has happened here? There is increase in one X chromosome, and the increased X chromosome is there is increase in not X chromosome, but there is increase in Y chromosome. So what you see there? 44 autosome, 1 X chromosome and 2 Y chromosome. So there is excess. In Turner syndrome, there was excess autosome. In Klinefelter syndrome, there is excess sex chromosome. That sex chromosome is Y. So this happens only in the males. Actually, in the world scenario, you see amongst 1,000 males, one male is affected by Klinefelter syndrome. There are mental retardation problems in this case also. There are mild learning difficulties. They are taller than average other boys. Their lower limbs are quite, lengthy. Plus, they show mild enlargement of the breast tube. That's called as gynecomastia because of, one X extra. Okay. So, this 2X, not 2Y. 2Y is Jacob syndrome, and 2X is Klinefelter syndrome. So, see, if I mistakenly tell you double X and double Y, just take care of it. Show mild enlargement of breast, and that is called as gynecomastia because estrogen level increases in these boys, and because of this problem they are infertile. So there is no possibility of fertility, absence of sperms, that is called as azoospermia is the problem. So they are to be treated with testosterone to maintain the masculinity. So that will not help for fertility, that will help for masculinity. They look like males, at least there will be little improvement. Next one, we see here Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome takes place only in the girls because if you see the chromosomal number, there is one X absent. So there is only one X, so there is no question of boy. One X means girl abnormal. So instead of 46, there are 45 chromosomes because all 44 chromosomes are present, autosomes are present, and only one sex chromosome is present. And the incidence of this syndrome is quite low in the world. But otherwise, they look normal. But they are infertile due to ovarian failure. There is failure in the ovary, in the intelligence is normal, that means as compared to other syndromes, there is no much mental retardation there. The stature is short, the neck is webbed, there is a webbing of the neck, and for the purpose of maintenance of femininity, estrogen therapy is given because there is one X absent. So this is found only in the girls, not in the boys. Okay? Here you can see fragile X syndrome. This is found in both, but more common in males. The X chromosome of the boy is weak. That's called fragile. And most common inherited cause of in case of fragile X syndrome is mental retardation. This is found 1 in 2,000 males across the globe. The features, if you look at this boy, you can see high forehead, prominent jaw, and autism. So there is a gap in the X chromosome, and that is the problem. Okay. Now this is Jacob's syndrome. This is just, opposite of Klinefelter. This is also found only in boys, but instead of one X, there are instead of one Y, there are two Y. In Klinefelter, there are two X and one Y. In Jacob, there are two Y and one X. That means he becomes a super boy. More masculinity is there. There is less masculinity in Klinefelter syndrome. It is rare chromosomal disorders which affects only male. It is caused by presence of extra Y chromosomes, and these persons are also infertile. Affected individuals are very tall. You can look at these two guys. Both of them are quite tall. They look normal otherwise, but they are infertile. Okay? You can call them as big man. If you look at the same chromosome, there are 3 of them instead of 2. And in 3, one is X, another is Y. This is a problem here. This is a chromosomal disease. Finally, we have ended the chromosomal disorders. Thanks for listening to me patiently, and hope that I started with a good topic for my 34th year of teaching profession. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, and have a nice day.